Hi friend, Jen here. Question for you. Are you building a personal brand? Or do you want to build a personal brand, but you just don't know where to start? And you feel so confused and you have analysis paralysis and you're like, there's so many options, there's so many things that I could do, there's so many ways to go about it, but I just don't know how to do it. Or maybe you have this desire to do it and you know exactly what to do, but you just don't have the confidence to press go. Well, I have an amazing opportunity, or a dare rather, for you to do today. We have just announced that we are doing our biggest event yet. We are going to be doing a mega event called Build Your Brand Live in Dallas, Texas, October 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and I am personally inviting you to attend. This is going to be our biggest event we've ever done. So anybody that's interested in building a personal brand, or that has a brand, or has a service, a product, or a story that can help people and you want to monetize it, I want you to get your butt to Dallas, Texas for this event, because we're going to be having some of the biggest brand builders, entrepreneurs, influencers, and thought leaders speaking on our stages, teaching you how they got seen, got paid, and got the confidence to do it. You're also going to be surrounded by hundreds of other like-minded people who can help you on your journey to being seen and creating that brand of your dreams, really becoming that recognized expert in your space. So I don't know what you're waiting for. I mean, I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for me to share you the link and how to sign up. So go to buildyourbrandlive.net right now, or go to the show notes and click on the link and buy a ticket. We're in early bird pricing right now. The prices will never be this low, so go do it right now before that expires and the prices go up. And I dare you, don't just buy one ticket, but buy 2 tickets. Buy a ticket for a friend to come with you and give the gift of being seen, being paid, and being confident to a business bestie of yours. All right, my friend, that's your dare of the day. I can't wait to see you at Build Your Brand Live in Dallas, Texas in October. See you soon. Confidence really comes from consistently doing those things that we feel are more challenging and proving to ourselves that we can do it. I want you to practice. I want you to put the work in. I want you to remember that whatever you practice, you get good at.
What if today was the day that you dared yourself to do what you've always wanted? Welcome to the I Dare You podcast. I'm your host, Jen Gottlieb. And together, we're going to step outside of our comfort zones and into our best lives, one dare at a time. So come on, I dare you to dive right on in.
Hello, fam. Welcome back to the I Dare You podcast. How you doing today? How is your day going? Check in, and sit or walk or whatever you're doing, drive, and be with yourself for 1 second and thank yourself for plugging in the podcast. I'm so grateful you're here. I'm unbelievably grateful that you take time out of your day to pop in and get intentional and listen to something that hopefully, I'm hoping, will lift you up today and help you step into a better version of yourself, or the version of yourself that you desire to be. So welcome back. Today's episode, we are going to dive into some Q&A. And if you don't know this, I go live every single morning of the week, Monday through Friday. And I get ready, like literally put my makeup on live on camera every single morning on Instagram. And I've been doing this for the past couple of months. I never, ever thought that I would want to do this. And when I first started, I really didn't. I mean, I don't know many people that would want to just be makeup free on social media and not knowing what they're going to say. I definitely was scared, but I had this massive desire to connect with you on a more real level. And I knew that the only way to do that was to, number one, go live. And then number two, I was like, how can I really show people me? I post a lot of videos of me on stage with makeup on and outfits, and that's great. And I love that because I love the glam. I'm into it. And speaking on stage in cute outfits is like one of my favorite things to do. And so I love posting videos of that. However, I'm like, if I'm posting the highlight reel, I have a responsibility to also show up and be me and be as real as I possibly can and connect with people on a real level and show the process of putting on the makeup and show the chaos of my house with the dogs running around and my husband coming in and just answering questions off the top of my head and having a conversation. So I started doing it, and I started doing it with fear there anyway. Like I was like, all right, I'm scared. I'm insecure. I'm not very confident in this space of putting my makeup on while answering questions, while not really knowing what I'm going to say and letting it just flow from my heart. But here we go. We're just going to put fear in the passenger seat of the car, and we're going to trust that every time we do it, it'll get a little bit easier. And that's exactly what happened. And I've gotten so many messages from you guys saying you loved it, and that's what's fueling it. getting the messages saying that me answering your question really helped you, that makes me feel amazing. And so I show up for you. I also show up because we have fun. We have a lot of fun now. And now it's not as scary. And I always talk about that. Confidence really comes from consistently doing those things that we feel are more challenging and proving to ourselves that we can do it. And so throughout this journey of doing these Get Ready With Me's, I've become more confident. I really have. And that's thanks to all of you, or thanks to you right now, listener who's listening. So what happens on these Get Ready With Me's is I answer questions, Q&A, and you guys put little questions in the little questions. You put questions in the little question bubble, the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's like this little question mark bubble. I'm telling you this so that if you join me, you know how to do it. And so I can screenshot those questions and I can save them and I can know the things that you guys are wondering. And quick disclaimer, when I answer questions, I'm never, ever, ever going to give you advice that I didn't personally experience. I am never going to tell you something that is something that I heard from someone somewhere, unless I said I heard this and it helped me and I implemented it. So if I don't know the answer to your question, I'm going to flat out tell you I don't know the answer to your question. And I'm okay with that. I think it's important. If you ask somebody for advice and they don't know the answer, but they make something up, that is a red flag. I think a real, true leader will say, or a strong, confident person will say, listen, I don't know the answer to that because I haven't personally experienced that, but I can find out, or I can send you somewhere where you can get the answer to that question. So I have so many questions that I'm not able to get to because we only do it for half an hour or however long I'm getting ready. And I wanted to be able to answer a few of the questions that I didn't get to on Instagram here on the podcast. So the first question is how to prepare for a keynote talk. How to prepare for a keynote talk. This question I get asked multiple times every time I do Instagram Live. So this is something that I do have experience with because I am a keynote speaker, and it is one of my biggest goals to become better at keynote speaking and to speak all over the world because it's the thing that I love the most. And actually currently in this moment, I have a speaker coach that I'm working with, and we've been working together. We were together all day today, all day yesterday, and we'll be together all day tomorrow. So I'm really honing my craft and putting in that practice. And so that's the first thing I would tell you. If you want to be a speaker, you need to put in that work. You need to practice. And I used to think that I didn't need to practice because I'm an actress and I've got a lot of experience on stage, but it's completely different. Good keynote speakers make it look like they don't practice. They make it look easy. They make it look like they didn't memorize it, like it's just a conversation, like they're coming up with it at the top of their head. They're not. It's rehearsed. It's rehearsed, rehearsed, rehearsed. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to put in those hours of practice. And the best way to do that is not by practicing alone in the mirror. It's actually by practicing in front of people, whether that is having a conversation with somebody and practicing sharing about your expertise, or gathering a few friends and family members, maybe over Zoom, maybe in your living room, and practicing your talk. Practice, practice, practice. I also like to tell people to do wonder walks, which if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you'll know my wonder walks prepare me in so many ways. And it might sound like a crazy person doing this, but I walk around and I ramble and I do my talk as I walk and as I move my body. And that really, really helps me to get my ideas out because I'm moving at the same time as talking and I'm not focusing on the words that are coming out of my mouth. So that's number one. I want you to practice. I want you to put the work in. I want you to remember that whatever you practice, you get good at. And so you can't just all of a sudden turn up and be like, I'm going to be a keynote speaker. I really sucked in the beginning when I was first speaking on stage and I needed to put the work in, and I'm still putting the work in, even though I'm at the level where I would say, people would say I'm a good speaker. I was named one of the top 50 speakers in the world by Real Leaders magazine, which is amazing. But even then, I'm like, oh my gosh, I still need to practice. I need to practice more. I need to get a coach. I need to keep diving into this craft and hone it in better and better, because my goal is to impact people as much as possible and do what I love. And if I want to do that consistently and at a higher level, I need to continue to practice. So it's like letting go of the ego as much as you possibly can and knowing that you might not be that good in the beginning. Like right now with my speaker coach, I'm like, I suck. It's crazy because we're like redoing the talk and we're re-evaluating a lot of the things that I say and redoing a lot of the things that I've said over and over and over again. So it's so hard. It's like real deep work that I'm doing, and it's not easy and it doesn't feel fun, but I'm practicing and I'm putting in the work just like a good athlete would practice their sport. And even like the best, especially the best athletes in the world, the more advanced they become, the more they practice, the better coaches they hire, the more hours they put in. So practice, practice, practice. Get on live, on Facebook, on Instagram, on social media. Practice talking about your talking points. Get in those reps. The more you do it, the more confident you'll feel. That's number one. Number two, I want you to envision that you're having a conversation with one person. Not that you're talking to 300 people or 10 people or 100 people or 1,000 people and trying to impress everybody and worrying about what those people are thinking about you. I want you to think about just talking to one person and make that person somebody that you're super comfortable with. Make that person someone that you're comfortable around, because we don't get nervous and forget the words when we're just having a conversation with our partner or our kids or our best friend. Never. Or a client that we love. We talk really eloquently. The words flow out. We're very casual. We don't try to put on a fake voice or anything like that. We just are. And so if you get on stage and you envision that you're having a conversation with a dear friend or a client or your spouse, and you will automatically make everyone in the room feel like they're that person you're talking to. As long as you make eye contact, you work the room, you work the stage, but as you practice, you'll learn how to do that. But it really will calm my nerves when I think of that one person that's in the audience that I'm talking to. I literally envision them. And sometimes I pick a real person that's in the audience. Like sometimes if I know someone that's there, it's like, okay, in my mind, I'm only talking to this person, but I'm going to make everyone feel like they're that person. Those are my 2 tips. And then, right before you speak, it's really important to get into what Tony Robbins calls is peak state, but I would call it in the pocket, meaning get yourself moving, get the vibe up. It's this isn't really rocket science. You know that if you're just sitting around looking at your phone and you go to do something from the energy of sitting around looking at your phone, you're going to have lower energy than if you were just at a dance party or a workout class and you walk into the room. You're going to feel more energized or like a little bit more awake or alive or in the pocket feeling. If you had just been dancing out or moving around or walking around to your favorite song, you're going to be in a more energized state than if you're just sitting there staring at your phone. So do something. I'm not going to tell you what to do specifically because that's your thing. Like, what is it that you do that makes you feel energized and in flow and motivated and inspired and just feel good? I want you to come to your talk feeling good. So before my talks or when I was doing my Broadway national tour, I would always put on a song that would pump me up and just listen to that song and get really jazzed, maybe move my body a little bit, and envision myself on the stage crushing it. And then I will say, God, speak to me and through me. You don't have to say God. You can say whatever you want. I just leave it up to the universe to tell me the words that the people in the room need to hear. I let go and I get on that stage. But you're able to do that because you've put the work in and because you've practiced. So that is that question, how to prepare for a keynote speech. Hopefully that helped you. I've got so many tips on this. So make sure you join my Get Ready With Me lives. We talk a lot about that. So I can answer even more detailed questions on motivational speaking, keynote speaking, public speaking in general, how to be more confident, all of that stuff. The second question I need to answer is a really important question that you guys keep asking me, which is, can I manifest a specific person? Can I make someone fall in love with me? Everybody wants to manifest a celebrity. It's like, that's the question. Can I manifest a celebrity? I really want to manifest this professional athlete. I want to make them fall in love with me. Here is all I will say about that. Okay. If you force someone to fall in love with you, I would bet that the relationship won't be good. Maybe there are outliers there. Maybe there are some people who had like worked really hard and won somebody over and it became their spouse and their partner for life and it was amazing. Okay, maybe. However, if you are trying to focus your thoughts on one specific person, you might be missing out on somebody else that you're not even paying attention to that could be even better. Because here's the thing, we're not wanting that specific person. We're wanting the feeling that we think that specific person's going to give us. So if I told you that you were never going to get that person, but you are going to find a person that gave you that feeling that you desire, even better, like 10x that feeling, would you take that other person, the new person that's not the celebrity? I think that you would. Because we don't want the specific person. We want the feeling. So we're manifesting the feeling, not the person. Because if we're so focused on meeting Brad Pitt and manifesting Brad Pitt, we're going to be like trying to find Brad Pitt, or we're going to be laser focused looking at Brad Pitt, doing future gratitude on Brad Pitt, maybe going to California, being a stalker, being crazy about Brad Pitt. I don't know what you guys do, but many of you have told me, I want to manifest a celebrity. So, okay, you're putting all your energy and effort into manifesting that celebrity. But what if you were doing all of that and because you were so focused, you missed the love the universe was sending your way? Because here's the thing, sometimes it's what you want, but a lot of the times it's something so much better that you didn't even really know existed. So what I would implore you to do, and this is just from my experience, is tap into the feeling that you want. Don't manifest the person, manifest the feeling, because you might get the person that you want. And then you get the person that you want and you realize it wasn't the right person for you. And then you're like, oh crap, maybe I will never find love because that was like what I wanted. And I thought that was the best and that wasn't for me. And I want you to just understand that if that happens to you, it's like, oh, okay, I was manifesting the person, not the feeling. Oh, holy crap. Because if we're manifesting that person, we don't know if that person is going to give us that feeling or not. But if you manifest a feeling and you're tapped into the energy that you want to attract, the love that you want to feel, and you're being that person that you want to attract, and you're exemplifying all of those feelings of love and gratitude and, I don't know, whatever you feel when you're in love, goosebumps and happiness and all of those feelings. If you exemplify those and you're having those experiences in your life with yourself and you're walking around the planet as that person that you want to attract, you probably won't attract the wrong person to you. You might, but you'll probably attract somebody that's more along the lines of that vibe, right? That's going to be a positive person. That's going to be a person that likes to laugh if you are laughing a lot. We mirror each other and we attract what we are, not necessarily what we want. So what I want you to do is stop focusing on manifesting the specific person and start focusing on manifesting the feeling that you desire. What the relationship that you want to have, how you want it to make you feel, and then allow the universe to send you a person that's going to give you that feeling that you desire. Because you never know, it could come in a way that's so much better than you ever thought. So that's my answer to that question. I think that's 2 really solid answers for you. Okay. I loved this. I love these 2 topics. There are so many more topics that we dive into on Get Ready With Me in the mornings. It's like I said, it's in between 9:30 and 10:30, anytime in there. Or I don't know if I said that, but it's not a specific time. The reason it's not at a specific time is because I was finding that if I didn't hit the exact time when I was supposed to be doing it, I wouldn't do it. And my commitment is that I do it every single day. So it's whenever I happen to be getting ready. I'd love for you to join me. So make sure you go to my Instagram page at Jen_Gottlieb and you hit the bell on the top of my profile so you get alerted when I'm going live and we can do Q&A together. It's so much fun. Okay. So I dare you. Here's the thing. We always end this podcast with a dare, always. And my dare of the day for you today is to take 2 minutes to tap into the feeling that you want to attract. So you might not want to attract love. You might already have the love of your life. Maybe you want to attract a dream job. Okay. What is that dream job going to make you feel like? So what I want you to do is to either do a wonder walk or sit in your bed or walk around your house or do your dishes. I don't care how you do it, but feel the way that that job would make you feel. Envision your friends and family members celebrating you, saying, oh my God, you did it, congrats. And you're signing the contract and you're on your way to your first day of your job, whatever that is for you. What feeling do you want? And I want you to spend like 2 minutes feeling that feeling. So I want you to just train yourself to stop focusing on like the specific thing and focusing on the feeling. And I guarantee you that if you do that for 2 minutes, you'll probably feel better for quite a bit of amount of time. And again, I'm only sharing my truth with you. I'm only sharing what works for me. So I want you to do this and I want you to tell me how it worked for you. And I can't wait to see you on the next episode of I Dare You. I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the I Dare You podcast. I'm so grateful you chose to spend this time with me, but I'm even more grateful for your future self that you are building one dare at a time. So my first dare for you is to subscribe to the show and then share it with a friend who you think needs to step a little bit more outside their comfort zone and into their best lives. They'll thank you for it. I'll see you next time on the I Dare You podcast.